Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? So, today's question is, can you be a positive influence on negative people? And I, uh, this one can be hard sometimes for me because I tend to be mostly positive. But I get how it can be difficult for people to be in a good mood when everyone around them's like crazy, crazy turn, right? Or and they're in a bad mood. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the conversation I had with one of my clients who has a particularly snarky sister-in-law, who pretty much like watches her stuff online. This person's a coach, so they watch her stuff online and then she grumbles about it, or she tells their mutual relatives about how stupid she thinks that person is. And it was really getting on my client's nerves, and not even on her nerves, but just kind of making her feel really crappy. And so she's like, can you have a positive influence on people like this? Like, what can you do about it? And before I go on, my name is Jackie Schwab. I am the founder of the Press Play Lifestyle Signature System and also a professional success coach. So, your sister in law is a crab. What are you going to do? Well, today we're going to talk about a couple quick tips that can help you turn that smile, right? Turn that frown upside down. So, the very first one is their crappy doesn't have to make you crabby. Stay positive, right? Be an example of how to behave when faced with negative things that come up in your life. And so, specifically, if their crappy is making you crabby, then refuse to be turned, right? Like you are now a Jedi Master of happiness and you will not become a Sith, right? So stay positive and refuse to let their crabby make you crappy, or vice versa. The second one is ask them questions to help them think positively. It's a big surprise that sometimes they're just in a funk and they just don't know how to think positively. So ask them about their favorite memory or ask them about their favorite restaurant. And this is a really good idea or tactic for someone who is close to you or a friend of yours because you know them pretty well and you can be strategic in the questions that you ask. I mean, making people feel good makes them appreciate you, even if they tend to be crabby crabberton. The third idea is make them laugh. I just read the cutest thing online yesterday that the widow of Mr. Rogers said that in a really boring meetings, her husband, Mr. Rogers, used to always fart to make her laugh. And first of all, that made me laugh, and I thought it was quite endearing. But you can tell a joke or tell a funny story. Show you're willing to laugh at yourself, maybe some self deprecating humor. Ask them to tell you a funny story. Making people laugh can help shift the mood pretty easily. Now, maybe that doesn't work. Here's the fourth opportunity. Try and give them a compliment. Now, a sincere compliment to raise their spirits, not one that they're not going to believe anyway, especially if they tend to be uber negative. But if you know that person, target the compliment to something that's really meaningful to them. Challenge yourself to dig a little deep because it might be hard to compliment them when they're in a bad mood, but you will be surprised at how much it can change people's mood. I do this thing that actually other people are uncomfortable when I do it, but when I go shopping or I'm in the mall, if I see someone that looks nice, I tell them. Or if I love their shirt or I love their necklace, or I think their smile is beautiful, I tell them. My husband gives me the side eye, and other people do as well. But you know what? Some of those smiles are so big. I've had people say, that were lonely, or older people say that there's no one in their life to compliment them. There's no one around them. So they aren't able, right, to have compliments given to them. So I challenge you to give at least one sincere compliment a day and see if even you feel better for that. Number 5. Now, this one can be hard depending on the person and why they're crabby. If they're crabby because they think you're boastful and you always talk about how great you are, probably wouldn't go this route. But If they're just in general feel like they just can never see anyone progress in life and nothing ever works for them, then maybe make one of your goals public, achieve it. Right. So many people are just negative because they believe they're stuck and they can't make any positive change in their life. And so if they see other people, real people, normal people that are in their life achieve it, it can really turn things around. Like other people can be inspired just by seeing you succeed and just by following your example. Number 6. Look, this is an easy one. Although I wish more people would do it. Just be kind. Show kindness to everyone, especially people who are curmudgeony. A little kindness can help you turn someone's day around quicker than anything. I remember when I was in college, there was one of my old mentors whose name, of course, I can't remember right now, and I feel kind of terrible. But he used to always open the door for me, and I remember being young and naive. And at one point, I'm like, "Why are you doing that? I'm not old fashioned. I'm a modern woman. I can open the door for myself." And he said, "But Jackie, I'm just opening the door to be nice and to be kind, to say thank you." I was like, "Oh, Dr. Connor, Dr. Connor. He was the head of the Kemper Foundation. He's since passed, but." Showing kindness to everyone, even those people that are negative. He didn't have to be nice to me after that with my snarkiness, but he always made a point of opening the door and smiling like that special smile, like he knew better, right? So a little kindness can turn anyone's day around. I mean, challenge yourself to make a list of people that could use a little kindness and some things you could do for them, and maybe make a plan to do one kind thing for each person a day. Otherwise, maybe figure out some ways to be super annoyingly kind to that person who's always being super crabby at you. Last one, number 7. So ask. Ask how they're doing. Maybe they're being crabby because there's something that they really want to talk about or an underlying problem. Ask if there's anything you can do to help. Just showing that you care about them sometimes can have a huge impact, which is literally making me think that I should be asking my husband why he was so cranky yesterday. But he made me cranky and I didn't want to. But sometimes I'm just a normal human being too. But sometimes negative people or people who are in a bad mood are not getting a lot of attention. No one's asking them how their day was. No one's taking an interest in what's important to them. Something as simple as just asking how they are could go a long way. So hopefully you found some of those things helpful. Negative people can harm your attitude if you're not careful, right? So while you can't always control how others behave, you can influence them and you can control how you choose to respond instead of reacting, right? So don't just avoid the negative people in your life. Do something that will help them. And I bet you're both glad that you did. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, please like or share with people who might also benefit and join our Facebook group. It's called Success with Balance for Entrepreneurs, and it has a lot of like-minded folks in there who are also probably struggling with a crabby sister-in-law or maybe a cranky boss. So this is Jackie Schwab reminding you to embrace your pause, play the game you want to win, and prosper with a life by design, not by default. All right, folks, it was nice seeing you. I will talk to you again on Monday. I hope you enjoy your weekend and go out there and be kind. All right, bye-bye.